You know guys, before I start today's video, there's a couple of things I need to talk about very quickly before I get into the main topic. And the first thing is, unfortunately in my last video I made a little bit of a mistake by saying Season 1 Reloaded had launched, and that's just not the case. I thought it came out, but I guess they only released one game mode and a couple of limited time maps or something like that for Vortex, and that was it. And I honestly don't even know when it's coming out. And that just goes to show I don't know what the fuck is going on in this game, guys. Can you blame me? 6 hours worth of lectures every single fucking day. You think I give a flying motherfuck about this game? But anyways, the other thing I really quickly wanted to mention is just this post from Doug Dimmadome Warzone that I thought was extremely funny, because it's on the topic of some shit that I've been talking about for a few days now. So some reverse boosting virgin nerd posted himself going like 80-0 or some shit, and Doug Dimmadome Warzone responded saying, "You're using a macro to make your single fire weapon shoot full auto with zero recoil, which is cheating," and posting it to the timeline to brag about how fast you got a nuke against a lobby filled with literal robots. And correct me if I'm wrong, but when I made my reverse boosting video like a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if this is one of the guys that I quote unquote exposed in that video, but I do remember being on Twitter and I was going back and forth with like 7 of them. The Scadmaster literally 1v7'd them, and just as I expected, not a single one of them has fucking grown, no matter what type of exposure they're getting. This is why you don't do shit illegitimately, guys. Let this be a lesson. Fucking losers. They reverse boost and post their stats going against a bunch of fucking Stephen Hawkings and Jimmys from South Park, and then when people call them out and tell them we don't give a fuck about your illegitimate stats, and then they go on this whole like, oh, why don't you just chow us? Why don't you just challenge us and see who's better? Guys, this is why you don't do illegitimate shit for clout. Cause of course we're gonna call you out, that's part of it. We understand you're baiting for fucking interactions. And when we do and you inevitably ask us to chow you, we're not taking you fucking serious. Nobody's gonna chow you because we think you're fucking stupid. And that's just the reality of the situation. This is what happens when you have delusional thoughts and you have this false self-validation. This is why you guys got problems, man. I'm just gonna be the one to say it, okay? I studied this shit. I can read it from a mile of fucking way. But anyways, guys, I just thought it was funny because the virgin Doug Dimmadome Warzone was calling out a bunch of other virgins, and I just thought it was like the battle of the virgins. It just looked funny on the timeline. It's like watching the two short bus kids smack each other with sticks and shit on the playground. But anyways, guys, that had absolutely nothing to do with today's video. What's actually going on in today's video is the fact that now in the new year, it's now officially 2024, right? MW 2019 Part 3. How has it held up to this point? Has the honeymoon phase for this game died? And obviously, we're post 2019. Of course the honeymoon phase has died. And I have some interesting statistics to show you guys, and I think it's funny as fuck because the people who defend Call of Duty in MW 2019 Part 3, whether or not their daddies over at Sledgehammer Games are listening to us and giving us fucking red dots on the minimap and ninja as a perk as if that's some sort of fucking major discovery, when they inevitably start crying in the comments section, I like to slap them with some facts, and today's video kinda serves as one of those. Now for this one, I'm gonna have to give some credit to Blame Truth, alright? This is the first time I saw this, but it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. And after I took a look for myself, I can confirm this is true, but at least on Steam, Lethal Company has a higher player count than Call of Duty entirely. Now there's a couple of things to keep in mind. First of all, when we say Call of Duty, we're talking about MW 2019 Part 3, Warzone, and if I'm not mistaken, we're also talking about MW 2019 Part 2 and whatever iteration of Warzone we had last year. And just to add salt to the wound, that includes zombies, and that includes motherfuckers playing campaign for whatever ungodly fucking reason. Call of Duty has 10,000 less active players than Lethal Company. If you guys don't know what Lethal Company is, this shit runs on like 2 megabytes, okay? Like, the graphics on Lethal Company, no disrespect by the way, no shade at all, and I'll tell you why in just a second. That game literally runs like a fucking potato, and it's only on PC, it's not very available, first of all, and it was created by, get this guys, one developer, one singular unit of a human being made Lethal Company. And credit to this guy, because Lethal Company, from what I've seen at least, and some of the clips that I've seen, and you know, I got family that plays this shit too, Lethal Company looks fun as fuck. It looks funny as fuck as well. There's a lot of funny moments coming out of this game. I've seen tons of clips. I personally have interest in it, and if I had a PC, I'd probably be playing, I'm not gonna lie. And if you've seen footage of this game, then you would know instantly it is not a AAA titled game whatsoever. It is absolutely an indie game, and judging by the graphics, once again, no disrespect, when it's made by one human person, the graphics are absolutely nothing to write home about. I mean, we're gonna be completely honest. When you compare that to the likes of Call of Duty, which is made by AAA developers under a AAA franchise with pretty much a fucking infinite budget, when you're getting outdone by a game that was created by one man, guys, come the fuck on. Call of Duty is not it right now, okay? Like, Modern Warfare 2019 Part 3, I understand why people feel the way they do. Oh, Sledgehammer Games, they fixed everything from the last game. Oh, they're finally listening to the community. We have nothing to complain about anymore. If you're still complaining, you're just looking for things to hate about for views and money. In the months of January and February, I would literally have zero reason to make any type of video because there is no fucking views and there's hardly any fucking money going on in YouTube right now anyways. And that just comes with the territory. Every single YouTuber knows that for these 2 months. So no, this is not about the views, guys. This is for 2 things. Actually, 3 things. First of all, to inform you guys of what the fuck is going on. Secondly, I like to talk shit, and this is a form of me being able to talk shit to people, especially to the delusional ass fucking gooch lickers out there. And 3, I've actually kind of had this light stride and motivation for wanting to talk more shit and actually posting a little bit more to the channel, so it's not because I'm just trying to hate for views and money. Trust me, YouTube is not it right now, but I'm just having fun doing what I'm doing right now, guys, and unfortunately, so are the people on Lethal Company in comparison to all of fucking Call of Duty. And yes, I know this is only the Steam numbers, and I understand when everybody's gonna start saying, oh, but this is Steam, it's not the whole population. On PlayStation, there's way more people playing Call of Duty. Well, yeah, fucking obviously, Lethal Company's literally only on PC. But I'm not just talking about Lethal Company having higher numbers than Call of Duty. If you guys notice, I'll put it up one more time. Where is Call of Duty ranked? Number 9, guys. 9. That is in comparison to all of these other fucking games. And yeah, some of them are PC exclusive, but a lot of them you could play on any fucking platform. And let me tell you something, once again, if you've taken a fucking stats class, please, I say this every single fucking time, to the people who don't understand how a fucking slope works, if you don't understand how a trend works, please, educate yourself. If you're gonna be one of these gooch-licking morons in the comments section, at least know what the fuck you're talking about. Get off your ass and take a fucking stats class, you fat fucking hog. If the numbers over time have decreased on any one platform, it doesn't matter if it was on a fucking Nokia flip phone. If the player count has decreased there by a dramatic margin, by a significant percentage, I promise you, based on facts, based on common sense, based on the logistics behind how a fucking trend works, it is dropping everywhere. And let me tell you, with every single big ass update that's coming out for this game, oh, the developers are listening, this and that, we gotta suck their cock from the back because they're listening to us and they gave us dead silence as a fucking perk. With all that said, this game is still not doing too hot. I'm sorry, but that's the fucking facts. And yes, it could still be the #1 selling game for the month or for the first part of this year. It could be the best selling game of the entire fucking century. But nothing will ever make this make sense, guys. Let me put this one up on the screen. I had a viewer send me this, and I didn't believe it, but once again, you just gotta go ahead and fucking check it for yourself. A 2.4 rating out of 5 on the Xbox Live Store. So to those of you who are talking about, oh, it's just Steam, it doesn't matter. Yeah, when we take a look at Xbox, it doesn't look like these people are enjoying this fucking game. And yes, even if they're listening to the community, that is not all it takes to make a good game. I've told you guys this many times. There's a lot of different moving parts into what makes Call of Duty a good game. Your launch needs to be good, first of all, and this game utterly fucking failed with that. You need original content. You need a good amount of that content as well, and this game failed in both of those. Because of MW 2019, now we have microtransactions, seasonal content, post-launch content, and SBMM as some of the things that keeps people from playing this fucking game and franchise. And no matter how many red dots you see on the map when people shoot, Sledgehammer Games, unfortunately, whether it's their fault or not, simply could not do it. Trust me guys, I appreciate the fact that I can run around and walk around the map without sounding like Lizzo on a fucking treadmill chasing a fucking cheeseburger tied to her fucking head with a string, but that's not the only thing that's gonna make your game a great game. And once people start understanding that, then maybe, just maybe, you're not gonna be into this whole bare minimum shit where it's like, oh, but they gave me red dots on the minimap and I can actually sprint around. Of course this is an S tier COD. It's a top 5 COD of all time. They're listening. I'm sorry, but in the reality that we live in, IQs above 2 will tell you very, very quickly that that's not all it takes. And this game is living proof. All of these statistics that I'm showing you, living proof. So guys, when I tell you Call of Duty is dying, or that the honeymoon phase is over, Call of Duty is over, any type of hysterical, nonsensical fucking thumbnail and title I can possibly put on this video, I shamelessly tell you for multiple reasons. The first reason, because I know it gets Gooch Lickers mad as fuck. Number 2, I understand just as much as any YouTuber understands that more people are probably gonna watch the video, and when they hear me talk shit, and they're surprised that I don't really give a fuck about what I'm saying, it could go one of two ways. They might enjoy it and they might stick around and keep watching other videos, and that's always good and great, or they could talk shit in the comments, and when they do, I could tell them one of few things. I could tell them, hey, it's my channel, I don't give a fuck, you could watch something else. Watch these fucking reverse boosters lay on their pussy and shoot at Stephen Hawking and post their stats for it. Or I can tell them, haha, I'm having fun, but by the looks of it, people who are playing Call of Duty, whether it's on console or on PC, nope. Sorry, you fucking bum. This is also what I mean when I tell you guys that you really don't want the shit talker to win, okay? Because, like, I could totally be wrong and Call of Duty could prove me wrong, but they really fucking don't. But when you give the shit talker ammunition, and you try to prove me wrong and tell me something stupid that I don't give a fuck about, like, it's gonna be the best-selling COD of the year, or you're still gonna buy it, and all this other shit, and then I just respond with, well, I didn't buy it, I got this game for fucking $0, 0 cents, and I'm still choosing to not play it. At the end of the day, the people that you're gooch licking, they're not making you look good at all. They're not making themselves look good either. If you want a hyper-successful game, which Call of Duty is absolutely the caliber of game that could do it, but for the last 4 years, they're just not. But Call of Duty has always had the potential and ceiling to literally be #1 in absolutely everything. And that's the moment where somebody who talks shit about the franchise would look stupid, would look wrong, but that's not the case. Cause yeah, this game is pulling in numbers, but do you realize how accessible this game is? And they're barely breaking into the top 10 and being outdone by a game with 1 developer. So if you want the Scatmaster to shut up, if you want all the naysayers to shut up, please let the Scatmaster give you some advice. And this is from experience as well, okay? I run a YouTube channel where I'm very opinionated and people really want me to stop. Just prove them wrong. That's it. Call of Duty, Sledgehammer Games, Activision, Microsoft, average gooch licker out there. You want people like me to shut the fuck up? Make us shut the fuck up and give us a good quality game, you dumb fucking shitter. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. What are your thoughts on Lethal Company outdoing COD? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Toodles.
This ain't in my body. Hey.